Hey guys, Ridiculous Badger coming at you from Planet 1182, and I wanted to talk about something a little bit different today because I wanted to talk about an issue that's been systemic in the Ark of War game pretty much since its inception. Somebody on Discord mentioned and posted a few images that they found on Instagram that the Ark of War account had posted showing units, this bomb catapult unit, and showcasing it as though it's part of the game. And the caption reads, the bomb catapult itself is good at killing dreadnought destroyers and healers. The bomb catapult also allows you to do it, gives you the widest, so like some kind of implication on range. And of course their tagline, sorry it's not a pay to win game, and I don't want to talk about that today, but obviously it is a pay to win game. And I thought, well, look, many of us in the community are part of the VIP Facebook channel that they have, so I have access to that. Many people have access to that, so I thought I would put it to them. And so I sent them these images. I gave them the two screenshots, and then I got their automated response, and I explained further. I found these on Instagram posted by Ark of War. Can you please let me know what this refers to in game? What is the bomb catapult? It says it's good at destroying dreadnought destroyers and healers. Also, what are dreadnought destroyers and what are healers? Do some units have further range than others? These posts are very confusing and seem to have nothing to do with Ark of War. I've been playing Ark of War for over 3 years, and I have to say all the trailers and posts on social media seem to be taken from other games like Dreadnought, Elite Dangerous, etc. And I will come back to that. I will show you guys some of these offending instances, because it was one of these instances originally that actually got me to download the game. And the VIP line came back and said, sorry, we're not clear about it because the marketing department is in charge of this. We need to further consult with them. So that was June 29th that they returned to me, and June 29th was Monday. So then Tuesday morning, normally they get back to us very, very quickly with the VIP line. So I actually reached out to them Tuesday morning, some 9 hours later at the end of their workday, and said, any updates, thanks. They responded, sorry, we haven't gotten the answer yet, ... And then I asked, so that was Tuesday morning, I asked another, what was this, 12 plus, 18 hours later, I asked almost at midnight Tuesday, I guess almost at midnight Wednesday, I asked, any updates on this, thanks. And I thought I had expected not to get any real engagement out of them on this, so I thought I would feed them a little bit of bait here, and I gave them an image that's found on the Apple Store download page. The Apple Store download page for a while, it has weird images in it, and they're like a lot of like artist renderings, and some of it like puts up like at least they used to put up like the resource ships as combat ships and list them as such, like they had weaknesses and strengths. So one of them was this Citadel image, and I asked, and this is clearly Sentient, obviously, but I asked, this is on the Apple Store, what is the Citadel? I've never seen it in game, isn't new content. So I thought I would give them this bait, because originally when I reached out to them about the bomb catapult, the dreadnought destroyers, the healers, they are just pushing me off. They're not replying to me. They're not giving me anything meaningful. But for this, I figured they would know right away what it was and they'd respond to me. And, and they did. Only a few hours later, they said, sorry that we do not know much about it, and this they're referring to my question for updates. We have conveyed it to the relevant team. They need time to verify this. If there's anything wrong, they will take action and rectify it. I took this to mean if indeed they find out that the units are not in the game, then they'll stop this bogus advertising. About the Citadel, it is the three-dimensional sketch of the capital Sentient, as we thought it was. You could see it in our trailer, please note that. This one. And, they're very helpful, they provided me with that other image. So I responded like the troll that I am, thanks. It's nice that the marketing department was able to confirm this sketch of Sentient so quickly. I guess the other issue of the bomb catapult, dreadnought destroyers, and healers is harder for them to confirm or rectify. Why is that? Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they pushed off responsibility onto the marketing department for the dreadnought destroyers, the bomb catapult, etc. But when it came to an easy question that they knew the answer to, that they knew was in the game, they immediately came back and said, "Hey, genius, this is Sentikin." So they came back to me about, 13 hours later and said, "Sorry, we have no idea about it. Maybe they're ads effects." And I don't know what that means. So I then waited, let's see, so that was Wednesday night. Then I, all the way until today, this evening, Friday night, I kind of forgot about it. So I asked them again. I gave them plenty of time, and I said, "Any updates on this from the marketing department?" And again, I attached the images because I didn't want to get into like a big circular loop where they then ask, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Could you tell us again?" They replied, "Sorry for the late reply. We further contact the relevant team." And they say these units are not in the game. The bomb, finally, it took a week, basically a work week, to confirm that the bomb catapult, the dreadnought destroyers, and the healers aren't in the game. And we knew this from the beginning. We knew these are not in the game. So I replied back, "Are they going to stop posting to Instagram advertising content that's not in the game?" And this was interesting. The VIP line came back and said, "Sorry, we have no right to bother them on that. The advertising should be about attracting customers." So I replied, "I don't understand. Maybe the translator didn't work. Are you saying that Seven Pirates thinks it's okay to advertise content that isn't even in the game? Sorry, what we said is just what we thought. We're not clear about their consideration," meaning management. So at this point, they basically checked out of the conversation. I replied, "I would like you to please deliver my feedback to the developers that posting ads for non-existing content is called false advertisement, and it is against both the Google Developer Terms of Service and the Apple App Store Terms of Service. In addition, it is disrespectful to the consumer. We've already bought into the game, but if you're gonna try and get additional customers, tell them about the content that's actually in the game. This is a great game, and there's no need for them to lie like this." And then I further went on to say, "I plan on reporting the violations and sharing a transcript of this conversation with the player community," which I'm doing right now. "Thank you for taking the time to follow up on this case and for developing my feedback to the developers." And I gave them some images of the terms of service of the Google Play Store so that they could see that this is really against the terms of service, and it could get them into big trouble. I would also like to draw your attention to your message earlier to me where you said, "Sorry that we don't know that much about it. We have conveyed it to the relevant team. They need time to verify. If there is anything wrong, they will take action and rectify it." The marketing department came back and confirmed that these units are not in the game. As you said, they should now rectify it. Once again, thank you for your attention in this matter. I look forward to Seven Pirates operating in compliance with the App Store and Play Store terms of service. Have a great day. Since I told them that, they've been silent about it. And I do empathize with the customer service staff. They're completely out of their depth on legal issues. And really, it was not their place to even say that the marketing department would rectify something, because they don't have the authority to say that. And even there was one time in this conversation where they said that where they said their opinion, and I asked them to clarify, "Is this Seven Pirates' opinion or is this your opinion?" And they came back and said, "Oh, no, this is our opinion. This is not Seven Pirates' opinion. We just shared our thoughts with you." So my question to Seven Pirates is basically why are you doing this? You have a game. It has great content in it. Showcase the great content that you have. Don't go lying like this, and don't go, spreading, false advertising. And so, I looked into this further, and there have actually been a number of games that, this is not new for Seven Pirates, and this is not new for Ark of War, but false advertisement and copyright infringement is something that they've been doing, basically since the get-go. And as I look back, I was able to find posts on Reddit and on other games forums dating back to 2017 even. And it's something that consistently happens. It's something they have never slowed down on, and I'd like to highlight for you a few of the games that they have stolen content from in order to try to advertise for their game. And one of them is Battlefleet Gothic Armada. This I found on a Steam forum on the Battlefleet Gothic Armada Steam forum. Hey, we saw this screenshot of Ark of War advertising clearly. These are images of an FMV, a cutscene within the Battlefleet Gothic Armada game that came out a couple of years ago, and that came up on YouTube. Also, Fractured Space, which is, I believe, a free-to-play app as well, but, it's a ship-to-ship combat app. So any of these ship-to-ship combat games, I find that Ark of War tends to target those for their false advertisements. So Fractured Space was a big one that kind of looked like it fit in like kind of that theme there and how the game felt in that environment. Let's see. So, Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous was one of the first ones that they took content from, and they also, like, once Horizons came out, they took content from it, and that's because it does have very compelling dogfighting content. Which, Ark of War has compelling content, but it's compelling content for a mobile game. It's a free to play style of mobile game, even though it is absolutely pay to win. But it has other games have much more compelling ship-to-ship combat, and so it just seems like it's easier for their advertisements to pull ship-to-ship combat from other games. And basically, the hope is that you download the game after looking at how great it is and how great the effects are from the content that they've taken from other games, and then you keep playing it and you kind of get hooked into it, because these mobile games, these timer-based mobile games, they're kind of like casinos in a way that, like, their strategy is to get you logging in as many times as possible. And as you log in many, many times, you form habits around playing these games. And so if they could get you to log in enough times and spend enough time in the game, you kind of forget even that you got roped in because of this other compelling content, and then the content isn't actually ever in the game. Dreadnought was actually the one that hooked me into the game. I saw an advertisement for Ark of War that was Dreadnought content. I didn't realize it was Dreadnought content at the time, and I downloaded and started playing the game, and eventually I did play some Dreadnought, and there were YouTube videos, of ads or of content that was just straight lifted from Dreadnought. I remember that very clearly. And then the other one, of course, is Star Citizen. And there were a few like this where they just took the designs of the ships and, just put it out there, and marketed it, of course, as their own game. So one of the things is, like, so why am I getting up here and talking to you about this stuff? Because why is this important? This is important because the game has enough legs to stand on by itself. It doesn't need to be taking content from other games. And it's, number one, of course, it's against the terms of service of the Google Play Store, and it's against the terms of service of the Apple Play Store. Although, to be honest, there's very little that Google and Apple can do except ban them from the Play Stores. And obviously, we don't want that. What we want is for the representation of the game to be as close to the actual game as possible. This is important for getting new customers because their customer retention rate will be much better if they're advertising faithfully to the content in their game. And so that's important to me as a player in the game. I want the player retention to be high because I want high-level PvP content. So that's important to me as a player. I'm not just harping on the company. And really, I support Ark of War as a game immensely. I support Seven Pirates immensely. I I am a spender in the game. I'm almost 350 million power. I have T12. What I'm trying to illustrate is that I have investment in this game, so I clearly support it. What is important to me beyond the player retention aspect is if Seven Pirates doesn't respect the consumer enough to showcase faithfully their product, how can I be sure that they respect me now that I play their product? If they're willing to make decisions that are based around just their own short term lining their pockets with money, then how do I know to trust them? And so this is a question that I put to Seven Pirates, that I put to the developers now. You know, you've done a lot recently to try and get the trust of the player base, and this isn't anything new. So it's not. I'm not coming here trying to, like, snag you, like you said you were going to be trustworthy to us and now you're not. But this is something that's been going on for years, and developers, you need to stop the false advertisement. This is something that resonates with the entire player community, and it really needs to stop. I am posting this video to my channel, and I'm also submitting it to the Ark of War official channel, although I'm pretty sure that it will not be run on their channel. So, in summary, I support Ark of War, I support Seven Pirates. What we need is for Seven Pirates to reciprocate that support that the player base gives them by faithfully presenting the game content in as close a manner as the actual game content as possible. Thank you for joining me this evening, and if you agree with me, please send in a note to the support line and tell them that you want them to stop this false advertisement, that it damages the community, it damages the game, and it damages their own integrity, and they should be too good to be falsely advertising. Thank you.